Now, the first comma video that you'll see and the first comma rule that we'll talk about is using a comma with a coordinating conjunction. These are the most common coordinating conjunctions, and more specifically, and, but, and or are the ones that you'll probably see most frequently in your writing. But what we want to do is we want to talk about how to use a comma with a coordinated conjunction to separate independent clauses. Now, really simply, an independent clause is a clause that can stand by itself, or it's a simple sentence. So, when we have two simple sentences, we can separate them with a comma and a coordinating conjunction to make them a more complex sentence. Let's take a look at some examples. Now, I like football. Simple sentence. Lacrosse is better. Simple sentence. We could capitalize both, we could put periods at the end of both, and they would both be sentences. But with a comma and a coordinating conjunction, we can combine them to make a more complex sentence. A couple things you need to be really careful about is that neither the use of just the coordinating conjunction or the use of just the comma are strong enough to separate two independent clauses. So these are things that we don't want to do. If we have two independent clauses, we don't want to just use a comma or just use a coordinated conjunction. Let's look at some more specific examples. I love summer. Again, independent clause. I am happy to be back at school. Independent clause. And we separate them with a comma and a coordinated conjunction. Another example. The week is over. I have great plans for the weekend. Two independent clauses, two simple sentences, but we can separate them with a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Let's look at a specific example from the summer reading project. This helps Max to be more confident in himself, and it helps Kevin to feel like he has more control. These are both simple sentences at the front here and at the back, and we do separate them, but we need to add a comma here. Again, using a comma and a coordinating conjunction, we can separate these two simple sentences, combine them, and then have it be a more complex sentence. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to head to my website, then you're going to open the comma review document. You're going to make a copy of that document and rename it, and then you're going to create two examples on your own, just like the ones that I just made up. And then you're going to find examples from your writing. And that can be from any of these three writing pieces at this point, because these are the three that you would have available to you on Docs. Let's take a look together. Okay, you're going to head to team81.org. You'll click on my homepage. At the very bottom, you'll see the comma review sheet. Open that up. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click File, Make a Copy. Once you've done that and you rename it, you're going to create two examples, just like the ones that I created, and then you're going to find three examples from your writing. Make sure it's from these writing pieces. Go do that now.